to go against a family. He's been with us for 20 years. My sister did love him.
Breaking news, we continue to follow. Chula Vista police have arrested the husband of Maya Miliete, a missing mother of 3 who hasn't been seen in more than 9 months. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Larry Miliete was arrested at his home this morning. This afternoon, a news conference was held featuring police, the district attorney, Maya's family, and raw emotion. News 8's Shannon Handy begins our coverage tonight. Shannon?
Marcella and Carlo, Chula Vista police say while Maya's body has not been found, they have enough circumstantial evidence to prove that Larry Miliete killed his wife. Now, they shared some of that evidence today, including the fact that on January 7th, the day Maya went missing, she contacted a divorce attorney, something Larry knew about.
In homicide cases, there's often a triggering event. In this case, on January 7 of 2021, May was no longer talking about divorce. She took that step, and the last call recorded that May made was to a divorce attorney. She did not make any further calls.
District Attorney Summer Stephan says Larry was against getting a divorce and had even contacted spellcasters in hopes of convincing Maya, or May as she's known, to stay. He allegedly hoped she would get injured or get into an accident to force her to live at home. Now, the day after she went missing, Stephan says Larry left his house with their 4-year-old son for more than 11 hours. He told detectives he went to Solana Beach, but when asked to point the location on a map, he pointed to Torrey Pines. Meanwhile, police say Larry did not show up for work that day, something his employer said was unusual. Investigators believe he left to dump May's body somewhere, but at this point cannot narrow down a search area since he left his phone at home that day. They're asking anyone who may have seen a black GS 460 Lexus with the license plate Milani pulled to the side of the road that day to contact police. Meanwhile, May's sister gave an emotional plea for information that could lead to finding her sister's body. She also talked about how difficult today's news is, considering how long Larry has been a part of their family, which was 20 years.
It's been really hard. He's a family. He's our family. This is still not the end. We're still have a long way to go. We're still asking the public, please help us bring my sister home. We will.
It's obviously very emotional for the family. When I ask them how they're feeling, they say they have mixed emotions. Now, District Attorney Summer Stephan says oftentimes in cases like these, people are scared to come forward if they know the person responsible has not been arrested. She hopes that with today's news of Larry's arrest, that someone with information about where May's body may be located will come forward. Larry, meanwhile, is being held without bail, and he is scheduled to be arraigned this Thursday at 1:30.
Shannon, you just feel for the family so many emotions. I know a lot of people are wondering about the 3 kids, what has happened to them, and also if there are any other details about the actual arrest.
Yeah, well, what I can tell you about their 3 children is they were not home when Larry was arrested. We're told they are safe and they are with family. As for today's arrest, police said they wanted to make sure the children were home. And, you know, neighbors reported hearing flashbangs, and I asked police about that, and they said the reason that is because when they first showed up at the home, they actually used a loudspeaker to ask Larry to come outside. They say he ignored their repeated requests, and that is why they used those flashbangs, and they made that arrest outside his home this morning.
So many more details we're learning. Shannon Handy reporting live. And Larry Miliete, as she mentioned, was taken into custody at the home that he shared with his missing wife.
News 8's Abby Alford joins us live. She spoke with the family's neighbors following Larry Miliete's arrest. Abby, what do they have to say?
Marcella and Carlo, neighbors and search warriors have been gathered behind this yellow police tape right here that's wrapped around the Miliete home tonight. Investigators, Chula Vista Police and the FBI are still inside that home gathering evidence where they arrested Miliete earlier today inside his home. Her body still has not been found, and her warriors say that their searches are not over. Word of Larry Miliete's arrest for murder and his wife's disappearance, her search warriors are overcome with emotions.
I'm overwhelmed right now. We just got the news that what his charges are, and so it's just kind of all came down.
Maya Miliete, a mother of 3 young children, has been missing from her San Miguel Ranch home in East Chula Vista since January 7th.
It's good because it's finally justice for Maya, but at the same time, we still don't know where she's at.
For more than 9 months, her friends and family and complete strangers searched weekly for Maya on foot. Her disappearance went viral, growing worldwide support for Maya and her family, and her body still has not been found.
I know the family still needs, boots on the ground. We still need to find her.
Suspicions about Miliete quickly surfaced. He didn't show up to vigils. He stopped talking to police. Search warrants were executed on the house, causing large crowds and police activity in Maya's neighborhood.
Finally, we were thinking, finally, justice is served.
In July, Chula Vista Police called Miliete a person of interest.
And to not have him in the neighborhood is also a huge relief.
Still, neighbors worry about their children and closure for Maya and her family.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this. We've been searching for months to try to bring her home so the family can have some closure.
As you can imagine, Maya's family and her search warriors are still just taking all of this in, but they do say that they will have a search soon. They just have not said a date or a location.
All right, Abby, thanks. Larry Miliete's arrest is the culmination of more than 9 months of investigation, evidence gathering, and extensive searching for Maya.
News 8's Jesse Pagan continues our team coverage, piecing together the developments that led to today's arrest. Jesse?
Yeah, guys, several searches, rallies, and court hearings have happened since Maya's disappearance in early January. To date, detectives say they've talked with 87 people, have written 67 search warrants, and have reviewed more than 130 tips.
Larry Miliete, May's husband, is responsible for May's murder and disappearance.
9 months after family reported Maya Miliete missing, Chula Vista police detectives zeroed in on her husband, Larry, now behind bars. This all started on January 7th when Maya, a couple of days before a planned trip for her daughter's birthday. Neighbors reported hearing sounds they say could have been gunshots that night. On the evening of January 9th, Maya's sister reported her missing. We talked with her a couple days later.
My sister is a very strong woman. She wouldn't, do anything to harm herself.
The search for Maya started in full force on January 11th. Family, friends, neighbors, and police looked for weeks. News 8 investigator David Gottfredson started following the case closely.
And in fact, at the press conference, the district attorney did confirm they are still looking for her body, but they will go ahead with this murder prosecution.
January 23rd, police executed their first search warrant in the case at the Miliete home. In early February, Maya's family held the first rally at Chula Vista Police headquarters, asking for more information and for help from the community. The family also found Larry Miliete was no longer cooperating with the investigation, a move they say hurt and surprised them.
Please bring her home. We need our sister. Her kids, they need their mom.
Searches for Maya throughout San Diego continued as billboards and missing persons flyers littered the area. On April 1st, police executed a search warrant at Larry's aunt and uncle's home. They've not been named suspects or persons of interest. Maya's case gained national attention later that month when Dr. Phil featured it on his show. The FBI also joined the investigation in late April. May 7th, detectives searched the Miliete home on Paseo Los Gatos for a second time. This was the latest of more than 20 search warrants at that point. Around the time, we also learned a court issued a gun violence restraining order against Larry. Searches and vigils for Maya continued throughout the summer, with Chula Vista police detectives updating the public on their efforts every 2 weeks. On July 21st, during a court hearing where a judge agreed with News 8 to unseal court records about the case, we learned Larry Miliete was a person of interest.
We agreed that we would not put up a fight for any of the information regarding Mr. Miliete, his missing wife, that there is an investigation, that he is a person of interest.
Needless to say, they want to find Maya Miliete, and the volunteers are still out searching.
All of that leading up to today's arrest of Maya's husband, Larry Miliete. To date, he has maintained he did not have anything to do with Maya's disappearance. Carlo?
Thanks, Jesse. So many pieces there, so clear right now what that timeline was.
And still so much more to be learned.
Yeah, this is a point of
resolution,
resolution, but it's not closure.